Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. So today what I want to discuss is a parameter that a lot of people don't understand, and I recently have done some experiments with my swing and it has a huge effect on my distance. So it's kind of hard to explain because it's an angle, it's a percentage that is measured when you hit the ball, basically your angle of attack, which angle of attack all it is whether you're hitting down or you're hitting up. So it's measured by a degree. So negative if you're hitting down, positive if you're hitting up on the ball. Basically it's just a degree when you're hitting down on it, and your dynamic loft. So basically it's the difference, and in general terms the lower the number the better, and that's why they call it the compression rate. The lower is your spin loft, the more you're compressing the ball. Let me show you right here. This is my 6-iron. Look at the spin loft right there, 22.4, and then the other one is 28.4. And look at the difference in distance, 163 carry, 178 carry. That's huge. So let's look at some trackman numbers. Here, if you look at the spin loft, it's 34.1, swing speed 82.2, and the carry distance in meters is 129. Now if you lower your spin loft to 26.1, look at the carry distance, 146.4 compared to 129, and look at your club speed. You even decrease your club speed and you hit it farther. So that's what I'm looking at. When you make these comparisons, make sure you look at the club speed and you look at the smash factor, because a lot of times people just compare the numbers and they say, okay, well I did lower my spin loft, but look at that, the distance is less, so that doesn't make any sense. But if you look at your smash or you look at your swing speed, there's a difference like in 10 miles an hour. So you can't really compare a 90-mile-an-hour swing to an 80-mile-an-hour swing, and that's not going to be fair. So make sure that you compare, that you look at the swing speed and you also look at the smash. So I'll show you a few shots. I have my 6-iron and I'm going to see my numbers here, and I'll show you directly the effect that it has on distance in relation to spin loft. Okay, so that was 161, spin loft 26, angle of attack 1.3. The only problem that I pulled that, so it went a little bit to the left, but I'm keeping my spin loft numbers low. On that shot, let me show you, my swing speed was 85.5, so it was more than before, but look at the spin loft, it was 35. Angle of attack minus 4.5, so the dynamic loft, if you take a difference, that will be, it was about 30. So I came out a little open, and the distance is 155. So even though my club speed was higher, the distance dropped. Okay, so now that's the perfect example. My spin loft is 27.8. My club head speed was 86.2, so I increased that, and my angle of attack was negative 1.7. I kept my spin loft lower and I increased my distance. As long as everything else stay within the same range, as far as the smash factor and the club head speeds. Okay, so that's pretty good. So maybe you understand the number, but the problem is, how do you know? I mean, how are you going to hit less spin loft? I mean, how do you do that? And basically, for me, the sensation, the feeling that I get is by doing this, obviously, because all it is that you gotta hit like this, right? So you gotta put some forward lean. And the more you do that, the less spin loft, the more distance. So basically all I'm doing, I'm just trying to hit, do a little forward lean, that's it. And that keeps my spin loft within that range. As long as I don't get anything more than 30 or stay between 25, 26, for me that's pretty good. Anyways, let me hit another one and show you. Okay, so this one's 170, spin loft was 24.9, but my angle of attack was a little positive. So not necessarily means that when you hit down on it, you're going to get more distance. It depends on your spin loft. This is the perfect example. Obviously, I'm not telling you to hit up on your irons, but what I'm saying is it depends on how much spin loft you put on the ball. So look at that number. Let me go back to this example. Look at the angle of attack, -0.8. So that, you would say that's pretty good. I mean, you're hitting down on the ball. But look at the distance, 129. And look at here, you're hitting down on the ball, but your spin loft is less and your distance is more. So you would think like, okay, I'm hitting down on the ball, so it should be more distance, but it's not. Simply because look at your club path. That's what is making it, that's what's making your spin loft high. So be careful there. The angle of attack is good. I mean, it's good to hit down on the ball, but it doesn't mean necessarily that the more you hit down, if you have a -6, -8, that doesn't mean that you're gonna hit better shots. You know, a lot of people misunderstand that because it depends on how much spin loft you have. You can still come over the top like this and hit down on the ball, and a lot of people who come over the top, they have the face open, so your spin loft is gonna just shoot to the roof. It's gonna be really high, and because that, then your distance is gonna be less, way less, as opposed to hitting just, you know, even just, you can have a just like a -2 angle of attack. As long as you keep your spin loft down, that's going to give you more distance than having a -8 and coming down, you know, with a high spin loft. Okay guys, so that was it for the video. I hope you can understand it a little better. Spin loft is a little complicated. I'm just explaining it from my point of view as an amateur, because a lot of times a pro explains it and it makes it really complicated. It's already very complicated. So basically, remember, when you're hitting down on the ball, the angle of attack is not everything. You can't say, okay, I have a -6 angle of attack, so I'm compressing the ball really good. You're not. It depends on the other numbers. If your angle of attack is -6 and your spin loft is low, then yeah, you are compressing the ball. But if your spin loft is high, then you're not. So it's a huge difference, as you can see in the demonstration that I did here. So pay attention to that, and to me that's really important in my game. I've been experimenting with it, and again, the way for me is to do a little more forward lean. And a lot of times when you understand why you're doing it, and if you can see it as you know, with a radar, then you can implement it better, I think, in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was clear. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time.